Hey, Nashville. Welcome back to the NFM Podcast. We are here in the Optimize You studio, and our sponsors today are Rock and Roll Series, Chillin', and Social Indoor. We have been chilling today. It is freezing. Oh, my gosh.
It's very cold.
Can you believe the weather?
Yeah.
Like, what a classic way to start off a podcast, talk about the weather. But chillin', the ice cream. I love the ice cream, but I was, like, thinking about it, and I could not do that today. It's so cold outside.
I could do it still.
The ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably could too, honestly. I'm here with Joe, and we have not hosted together.
This is the first.
Joe has his own podcast called The Relentless Pursuit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So go check that out.
Please do.
If you haven't. But excited that you're here hosting with me today.
I'm honored to be here with you. It's been a pleasure getting to know you for the past 5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes.
And but I'm excited to be here and be a part of this, and I don't know, build this dialogue. Maybe in the future we'll do it again.
It feels
too.
like old friends already.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
We're so close.
Yeah, so close like this. And we're here with Zach. And Zach, I purposely didn't ask you how to pronounce your last name because I wanted everybody to hear how it's pronounced. First, spell it for us, and then tell us how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I'll get back to the funny story on that too. But it's Babischkin, so Babischkin, Babischkin.
Babischkin. Okay, I kind of said it like that in my head, so
yeah.
Not bad.
I literally,
Babischkin.
I've been failing on how to spell that since kindergarten. So one of the
And
first
it's your
things.
own name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't
my
blame you.
parents-
Yeah.
What is the origin?
It's Russian Polish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
My maiden name was Terlecki, and it's
Truleki.
Polish.
There you go. We're probably related way down the line.
Probably. But it's spelled exactly like it sounds.
Yeah.
So I feel like Babischkin.
Babischkin is actually
little bit harder.
Yeah, it's derived from babushka, which means old lady in Russian.
Perfect.
Grandmother or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually still call my grandmother Bubby.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know, right?
Have y'all seen those reels that it's like grandmothers nowadays trying to get their grandkids to call them anything but grandma?
Yeah.
And it's like just
Mimi, Mama, all that.
yeah, or like
That's
my
the
mom.
South. That's just the South.
Yeah, my mom's name is Lori, and so her grandkids call her Lolo.
Oh yeah.
Like anything about grandma because grandma sounds old.
Yeah, I mean, I like the old school stuff though. Like,
Yeah, me too.
Got like German heritage, so like Opa. Like if I'm a
Opa,
grandpa,
Oh, that's
I hope my
cute,
grandchildren call me that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Work out. Yeah,
I love that.
my
Just take it back.
son's his grandmother. Her name is Cheryl. It's Cece. It's my mother-in-law.
Oh, sweet.
Cece.
Cece.
So
I mean,
cute.
It's super easy, but it
Yeah.
goes.
I do
perfect.
love it. My dad likes the old stuff too. He's like, I just want to be grandpa. So call him grandpa, and then there's Lolo.
Can't really confuse that out there. So
No, you can't. Okay, guys, let's get into our quality questions is what I've been calling this basket. Everybody grab one. We'll let you start, Joe.
Let me start.
And we'll all respond to Joe's question, whatever you get.
Oh my gosh, I got the big one. All right. Would you rather do 1 hour workouts daily or 3 hour workouts 3 times a week?
Oh my gosh.
Ladies first.
3 hour workouts 3 times a week? I would never do that. I would never get it done.
Yeah.
But then 1 hour workout daily?
I mean, I feel like I do that now, like a 1 hour workout daily.
I guess I take like 2 rest days, so I mostly do that, but
Same, like 5 days a week for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I do 5 or
Typically.
6. Try to.
Yeah.
I don't think I could figure out 3 hours at a time. Maybe,
What do you
I
do
don't know.
for
Maybe
3
it'd become therapeutic. But I think
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to go with 1 hour.
Yeah.
What do you think?
1 hour for sure.
Definitely doing the 1 hour. I just got done with marathon training, so everybody knows that there. I just got
Nice.
done doing a marathon.
Nice.
Part
Let's
of doing
go.
a marathon is you
Congrats.
got to tell everybody you did a marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, to that point, I think maybe on like when I do my long runs, it was maybe 2-3 hours, like
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
or twice. But other than that, like I'm a pretty consistent 1 hour per day in the morning
Yeah.
to get it done.
Yeah, that's the thing about training for a half or a marathon. Like, you literally have to carve out such blocks of
Long
times,
time. Yeah.
multiple times throughout your week
Yeah.
to be able to train for it. I just did the St. Patrick's Music
Yeah,
City.
the 10K that just happened.
Did the half
Oh, you did
on
the half.
Saturday.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
How'd you like
I'm
it?
still recovering. It was good.
There you
I
go.
got a PR, and
It's
so
even better.
that was fun. Yeah, I'm so ready to be done running though. So
Yeah. I took like a week off when I was done, and then
And then
afterwards,
you got back to it?
it's like like I took a complete week, didn't do anything, and then like within a week, I was like, I want to run, and so
Really?
yesterday I like just just did 7 miles just
Yeah.
because I needed to
Oh.
run. Yeah, like it's like one of those things though.
Yeah, I do like running, and I do get that urge to like go for a run, but I don't think I think I'll just do like 2 and 3 here and there, because I just feel like it takes a lot out of me. So,
You will want to start training for something else again.
well, High Rocks is coming to
There you go,
Nashville,
yeah.
so
And-
you
and-
know
There it
I
is.
got to do that, but that's not till December, so we have time.
You got time.
I like running. I don't anymore. I've got a severed hamstring.
Ooh.
So like when I run, just the mechanics are super
Ooh,
weird.
yeah.
And so before like 2018, I ran a lot, but now it's just like, what can I do to kind of simulate that?
Yeah.
So I started doing burpees. So burpees is nothing, and I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm going for 1 million. So
A
that's my goal.
million
Yeah, yeah.
burpees unbroken.
So I've done 113,000. Yeah. So on average, like 850 a week for the past like 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my!
It's like my
That is-
journey.
yeah.
So but burpees, I can
Oh,
do that.
so in
I
total,
got to run.
like
yeah.
in total of your
total.
lifetime, 1 million.
Yeah. So probably like
That's
10
a
more
fun
years.
goal.
I wonder
Yeah.
what that breakdown would look like. Like, what do you need to average? I'm sure you've looked at it. Like, what do you need to average, like, per week, per year to get to that?
So it's probably like to get to that, it's probably like a 12-year, 15-year process. So, but it's cool because it's like a journey, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
That
this-
is a journey.
every however many just kind of correlates to life
You
too,
need to
or
get
like
one
the
of
seasons
those-
I'm going through.
Big ass calendars. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen
Oh, I
them, like,
have
on
one of
Instagram?
those.
There you go.
No,
And it's like
big
every
calendar.
yeah, big calendar, big ASS. And it's like,
Oh, really?
yeah, and
It
that's what
says
it's
that
called
on
the
it.
top.
Oh,
And it is like done from side to side, or it fills up a whole wall.
oh
Mhm.
really?
It's 365 days. You can write out everything, but like when you look at it, it's like it's not that big. 365 days is not that much, but
Yeah.
you should see how many you're doing per day.
I'll
and
look
keep
at-
track
That
of it.
would be
I
good
do-
for you.
I do write it down. I track them all. So I have like week 133, and then I'll just keep
That's
it going.
You got his
So.
Excel sheet. Like,
Yeah,
There
right
you
now,
go.
just a marker. Good
Fun
to go.
fact. I love that.
Yeah.
that's really cool.
All right, Zach, what's your question say?
Would you rather hit a new PR every month or look like you're in peak shape year round? Oof.
I think if I looked like I was in peak shape year round, then like my hormones and body would suffer. Like if you're always
yeah.
like cut and shredded, I feel like I wouldn't be getting enough of what I need nutrition wise. I'm just assuming. So I wouldn't want that.
But you probably wouldn't be hitting PRs if you're like that every single time, though, either.
Right. You wouldn't. Like, so PRs, you'd probably gonna hit a PR if you're like
Yeah.
fueled. So I would say a PR.
Yeah. It's tough for me. It'd be cool just to look,
Look straight.
shredded
would.
year round. And like I'm at a point in my life, I'm like,
Not trying to hit.
I'm not trying to hit PRs anymore. I'm strong. I'm
Unless it's burpees.
where I like to be. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, I think I'd go with the just looking shredded year round.
Yeah.
you
Let's
know?
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, I struggle back and forth with this just because PRs sound really cool, but I mean, I guess now with like the rise of high rocks and stuff, it'd be cool to hit like a high rocks PR.
Mm.
What does that
Mhm.
look like? Like a sub hour?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, the peak year. I think I'm gonna do the peak shape year round.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound bad coming that
Right.
way, but that would be great.
Yeah, eating cakes
It also
and pies.
depends. What'd you say?
Just eating cakes and
Yeah.
pies and stuff and just
I love a
being
Friday
shredded.
It'd still be,
I
Yeah.
love
like-
a Friday night pizza, so it's like,
Oh,
I can
yeah,
take
dude.
down one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2,000 calories by myself. Good to
Yeah.
go.
And
The
cheese
internally.
sticks.
You'll look good on the
Okay.
outside, but
Yeah,
it
that
doesn't
makes
say anything
way
about your
better
internal.
sense
Yeah.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that.
It also depends on, I think, what does it mean by peak shape? Like, you're in shape, like you are feeling your best,
Or like ripped abs.
or
Mm.
yeah, ripped. Which I think we're all going based on like looking.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So
Dang it.
I think I'm still going to stick with PRs. Okay, mine says, would you rather never feel sore again or always feel slightly sore after workouts? Would you rather never feel sore again or always feel slightly sore after workouts?
Go ahead.
I do like the sore feeling a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. What do y'all think? I've gone first, Pastor.
Well, I said I hit legs today, and I can still feel it a little bit, and it's like, all right, like it means like I felt like I did great.
Yeah.
Where like if
Yeah.
after a workout I don't feel anything, I'm like, did I even work out?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a little sore would be great.
Just a little bit, slightly.
Yeah. As long as I knew I was like
Yeah, that's the big
progressing,
piece.
I think it'd be nice to just not be sore. Just,
Yeah.
kind of like a superhuman thing.
Mhm.
But Yeah,
It's a trick question because we know, like, that you're gonna feel sore sometimes if you change up the stimulus of your workout.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, if I knew that I was always progressing and never sore, then yes, I would rather that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, those are some good questions.
Yeah, they are.
I like it.
They make you think.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all can just hang on to those or hand them to me. All right, Zach, tell us about what you're here for. You are about to open
The Yard Gym.
Yep. Which I have seen on Instagram. It looks so sick.
Thank you.
I want to hear all about it, but before that, we've got to get the backstory.
Of course.
Tell us about your journey with fitness and wellness. Like, why are you passionate about opening a gym specifically?
Yeah, definitely. Well, excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Obviously, it's a huge deal when you're opening a gym in a big city. I always tell people there's a lot of expats. There's a lot of people that move to Nashville that are not from Nashville. Like, if I ask you right now, are you from Nashville?
I am.
Of course you are. I mean, it's just completely ruins what I was saying there.
No, but you're right. Everybody knows. Most of the time, people are like, no.
Exactly. Well, I'm not from Nashville. That's kind of where I was going with it. So I'm from Atlanta. I was born and raised just south of Atlanta, kind of like the equivalent of like the distance from Brentwood to Nashville. Okay. I was in a city called McDonough, Georgia.
I got family there.
In McDonough?
Yeah.
What?
There's no way.
Yeah, you heard of Compound Wrestling?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
It's a big wrestling. My cousins own that, and you know they're big around there. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I wrestled for maybe like 2 years in high school.
Yeah,
I realized I was like, this is not my thing. Not that great. So grew up in Atlanta, and then what brought me to Nashville was my wife. We actually met through work. So met there, and then I came to Nashville during COVID, and been here almost 6 years now. And played sports all through high school. I wanted to play baseball in college. That didn't work out. So always been around like the fitness, the team environment, working out, different pieces like that. And then, this kind of what set it in motion for me is, like I said, I've always worked out and everything. And we went to our 1 year anniversary to Italy. And then I got back and I looked at all the pictures of myself, and I had just, a lot of COVID weight, but just like, did not feel good about where I was in a spot. And, we're talking about having a family, and there's different pieces there. And so for me, I ended up hiring a personal trainer, bodybuilding coach, and ended up losing 40 pounds. And then so obviously that helped me kind of start that health journey more than just the working out, understanding micros, macros, just, what's in our food, kind of where we are as like, and that really set it in motion. And I come from sales leadership. So even just looking at me right now, like I don't look like I'm like a full on fitness person all the time. Like I've got cowboy boots on, jeans and stuff. And so I come from sales and sales leadership. So does my wife. And one of the biggest things for us is we love seeing people grow. We love their growth piece, right? Like in sales leadership, you always start with somebody you're leading somebody who is probably on like tier 1 of starting off and working. And then like you want to raise them up to become leaders as well. But through that, right, like for me, fitness has always been that piece where I can, outside of a job kind of grow, right? You can hit new PRs, you can see yourself grow, right? And through that, it was like, okay, what can I do to get other people to grow as well, right? If I'm not doing that in a job per se. So around that time with the fitness of, me losing that weight and stuff, it's like, I really want to be my own boss. Like that was kind of my story. Like I want to do my own thing. And so my personal trainer at the time, he's always kind of like, not a life coach, but also pushing me in that direction as well. Like, dude, do your own thing. Shout out Danny. And so I was like, all right, like, can I do? So I started looking at business buying, like, coming from sales leadership, like, all right, like what can I do to buy a business? Right. But at the time, didn't know how to do any of this. So I had another friend of mine, Brian Lubin, he started a mastermind, kind of like how to buy a business, stuff like that. Yeah. So was going through that with him. And, the big thing with the business buying is like, buy something that's boring, buy an HVAC company, buy a plumbing. And I'm like, that's not going to get me up in the morning and get me excited. Like just not going to. So I'm scrolling on Instagram one day, like doing all this stuff. And I see, these like sexy build out of like a gym, and it's black. And, there's all this like the stone, and it's like intense workouts. People are just getting after it. And I'm like, oh, this looks awesome. It was the Yard Gym. Yeah. And so I just, filled out my information. It was like franchise down at the bottom. And so I was like, all right, sent my information in, didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And that day I get a call from Australia. And I'm like, what? Like, answer the phone and end up having like a 35-minute conversation with the sales guy, Carl, who sits in Australia, didn't think anything of it. You know, he's like, yeah, let's set up a meeting next week. I'm like, oh, this is great. Cool. Yeah, let's talk about it. And I kind of gave him my story as well as where I was. You know, I'm trying to grow with myself. And so, basically, fast forward 6-7 months, my wife makes a joke that I dated the sales guy for 6-7 months, learning about the yard gym itself. The thing that sold me on the yard at first was just like the network health. They're super big on making sure that the franchisees are be set up for success. Like, I mean, they are fully backing us on everything that we're doing. And then the other key piece was the programming itself. So a lot of franchises, a lot of gyms, right? Like when you're looking into it, and I'm not going to name names, but like when you go to the gym, especially for a franchise class gym, it's like, all right, the dumbbells go up to 45 pounds. You're doing a hit circuit workout and then like you're done.
Yeah.
But there's no progressive overload training. There's no movements that are going to continue to help you grow. A lot of people plateau. Like when I'm talking to people right now on the phone, they're like, yeah, I just feel plateaued and where I'm at. I want to lift more. I want to do that. And so, you know, the yard gym, there's two sides to it. It's a dual zone concept. So we have rig and we have turf. And so rig is going to be that strength training side. And it's full on strength training in a rack, right? And with that, you know, we focus on 3 compound lifts over an 8-week progressive overload plan. So squat, deadlift, and bench press. Get a 50-minute workout in, right, on our rig side, but then we also have our turf side. And so turf is going to be your cardio conditioning, very similar to what you see in like the hybrid environment now. So all the ergs, rowers, ski ergs, the tread, right? And then we've got wall ball, farmer carries, et cetera. And so those workouts are designed for like your anaerobic and aerobic state, right? To get that engine going. And so really we build the goals for you based off your week, or we build your week based off your goals. Completely said that backwards. So it's like, hey, like I am training for a marathon, right? Like we talked about. Cool. Well, you're going to want to stay more on that anaerobic aerobic side, right? And cross train to get off your legs. So you'll do more turfs. And so the workouts run consecutively. So Monday, Tuesday would be leg day, Wednesday, Thursday's upper body, and then Friday's going to be that chain posterior. And so you're able to pick and choose your workouts, but you never have to worry about missing it because it runs back to back to back. And so I heard all that from the programming side, and I was like, Carl, like, this is awesome. He's like, I know, like, this is great, right? And so I dated him for 6-7 months. And really what I love about the yard gym is they have like a 60 to 70% turnaway rate. They don't just accept anybody into the franchise. And their biggest piece is that network health and making sure that within the territory of wherever you buy, they're not going to overpopulate it. They're not going to throw in like 10, yard gyms here in Nashville. I think at most at its peak, there's going to be 4 here possibly. And I plan on hopefully getting every single one of those, right? Because I want to build that brand here. But to that point, right? So they make you travel out to San Diego at the time. Now it's LA, but travel out to San Diego. You got to trial it. You meet with the ownership. You meet with the founder, Dan Bova, and you meet with the sales team there. And right, like you're doing the workouts, and they accepted us. And so through all of that, right now we're 17 months into this process now of trying to get the yard open. And for my wife and I, right, like the yard fits that piece of how can we help other people grow, right? And for me, fitness has become that, especially over the past 3 years, of a way for myself to grow, but also being able to help other people from like that sales leader, sales background. We've kind of come up with our own mantra, especially now with like the trainers and coaches that I've hired and people who are going to be working for us. It's called CAE. And so that's Community Acceptance and Elevate. So being able to build a community of thriving people, right? People that want to come in and feel a part of it, the acceptance piece, no matter where you are, right? No matter who you are, like you can be accepted into our gym, whether it's day 1 for you or, you're on year 5 of working out. And then the elevate. I know that when I work out, those are my best days, right? And the same thing can happen for people who have never worked out or who want to start working out. We can elevate you outside of just being in the gym, but also in your workplace or maybe your wife, a husband, a father, daughter, et cetera. And so for me, taking what I learned in sales leadership and sales and applying that to the gym piece, but then being excited to wake up in the morning and being able to help lead others and get them to their fullest potential. So,
sold.
I'm
signing up today.
So that's the yard for me though. Basically.
Wow. I love that. It's a great description. Kind of really gives us a great picture of not just the gym and what you're doing right now, but like why you're doing it. And it sounds like you chose a good franchise to partnership because they seem to be very intentional, even like bringing you out to San Diego to talk to you and ask you questions and figure out who you are before they even like bring you into this business of theirs. That sounds like they really value what the product that they're sharing.
I mean, there's even more to that. Recently we did an onboarding, and I'm pretty sure this probably happens with all franchisees, right? They onboard you and they help you do the training piece and stuff. But the intentionality, like, I mean, even for them flying people over from Australia to teach us, like that says a lot of how much they're putting forth in the effort for us. And just like being able to go through the simplicity again of like, all right, we're going to do a deadlift here. Like, who all knows how to do a deadlift? You raise your hand, then it's like, here's the proper way to do it. So then when we're teaching our members, right, like this is the proper way to do it, to run through the workout. Right. You want to make sure nobody, if you're feeling it in your back, there's probably an issue there, right? Like you want to make sure that people are going to be okay. And so, you know, having that intentionality, I mean, like I have a direct Slack that I can reach out to my network health coach right now as we're trying to open any questions 24/7. I mean, it's like, they're on it. And it's like, I have never experienced something from that, like, unless it's coming from a corporate world. And this is something that I've bought into, that I plan on buying, or that I plan on growing, and they're able to, you know, help build it with me.
Yeah. To her point, you know, the whole intentional about like flying people out and flying you guys out there and having the conversation. I mean, you know, that's huge right there, because I mean, it's bigger than how much money you got, you know, because I'm sure there's plenty out there. It's like, hey, if you got the money, you can open one up, but that takes away from the future and the integrity of the gym or whatever it could be, right? And so I think that's a big deal. And you said something that stuck out too. So there's not like a bunch of machines there. It's mainly focused on like the simpler movements, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm a huge fan of that. Like sometimes things get way too complicated and there's a lot of different stuff out there.
Yeah.
But I've had clients in the past, I'm like, we got to perfect the barbell movements.
Yeah.
Because that's the foundation of it all. So I really appreciate that. You know, it's something, obviously it's international now. So it's something bigger, but it's focused on simplicity. And honestly, that's the key in many cases. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's the big difference, especially like right now, like we're trying to build a foundation of members who want to join. Right. And it's obviously it's pre-opening. So like they really haven't even seen the space.
Yeah.
And it's the buy-in of knowing like, hey, this is what you can get through the workout. And each workout's 50 minutes. It doesn't matter which side you choose. And the workouts are broken down, right, where there's the explanation. You can still see the workout on the screen, but the coaches are giving an explanation in the beginning. You do the workout based off of where we are in that progressive overload phase. So it's either, 12 minutes, 12 minutes, 12 minutes, like the different sections or components. And then it's either 18 and 18 if we're farther into, the weeks of our phases. But through that, though, it really – it's just the foundational of like, okay, I've got to bench press 5x5 and I'm going to build to the heaviest that I can.
Yeah.
And then we might do some accessory movements, right? Where you might have, if we're doing full upper body, all right, we've got a shoulder press and we've got some tricep movements, right? And then, but it's so simple that even getting that core down, it's like being able to teach people correctly.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. That's cool.
Have you found that talking to new potential members or potential clients, have you found that they understand the importance or the difference with the yard gym versus maybe another gym that doesn't have progressive overload, isn't focusing on the compound movements like you said, and maybe coaches that are like there to help you perfect these compound movements to maximize results? Like, do people understand that that's important? Do they understand the difference? Are you doing a lot of educating?
It's a mixture of both, right? Because if you have people who are very much in the gym world who are doing high rocks, hybrid movements, stuff like that, like they kind of get it right away.
Yeah.
And especially those people, they nerd out on like, this is our programming. So when I am explaining it, they're like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Like progressive overload in like a class gym environment, in like a team environment, like they love it, right? Like my coaches were amazed at like, they nerded out on the science behind it when we went out for that onboarding.
Yeah.
But then you do have people, they're like, hey, like I go here, XYZ, and I've plateaued. Like, the dumbbells go up to 45, like I mentioned earlier, and, I'm not really seeing it. We're doing a lot on the treadmill and have great cardio, but like I'm not getting stronger. And then so being able to explain that, but also like, as bad as it sounds, I'm not trying to sound like a snake salesman, but like being in sales, right? It's just asking those questions continuously. Like, well, why do you feel like you've plateaued? Or like, what's going on here, right? Like, why is that happening? And like having that conversation and just being able to unpack it for them.
Yeah.
And then we're diving back in and helping them understand, like in week 3 of our perform phase, like this is what you'll be doing. Base gain perform. So sorry, the gain phase, I was like trying to think through it. Like this is what would be happening. And so being able to walk them through that, like it does help out more.
Yeah.
And they get that it's like science back in. And to your point, all of our programming is done in Australia. So no matter which yard gym you go to in the entire world, everyone's doing the exact same workout every single day. So I think that plays a key role because our coaches are not worried about the workout itself. They're not worried about the programming. Like they're not having to come in and be like, okay, I've got upper body day. Like I need to make sure that we utilize this. And then next week they're trying to keep track of it. It's like the programming's been done months in advance.
Yeah.
It's been tested already, like
You
in
trust
Australia.
it. Yeah.
So you can trust that. And then that also relieves our coaches from a standpoint of they're checking on you. They're having the touch points throughout the class that they're actually looking and making sure that you're doing your forms correctly, right? Like you're not gonna be you might be straining a little bit, but that's to help you grow.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of that back and forth. So to answer your question, yes, like it's a lot of conversations, but I think most of it comes from people who just don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's built around like it's like a really cool flow of things. Like you train at certain gyms, you walk in there and, it could be a crazy hour and you're like, man, I had this plan for my client and we can't get on this, and this, but you go in there with that concept and it just seems like it flows very well. You're not going to have a bunch of stuff taken up and everybody can just kind of move at the right pace and get everything done. Yeah. That's awesome.
I want to hear more after our break about how this experience has been for you and your family, because it seems like this is a really positive thing in y'all's life.
Yes.
So let's take a quick break and then we'll get into that. Hey guys, welcome back to the NFM Podcast. I'm here with Joe and Zach, and we were just talking about the yard gym that is about to be opening so soon, a little bit later than planned.
Yep, just a little bit.
Yeah, but still coming very soon. It sounds amazing. And you and your wife have been on this journey. Y'all have a background in sales. It sounds like you have this passion for helping people, and you've gotten a lot of experience in your job. How long have you been doing sales?
When did I graduate college? Basically, like 10 years.
Okay,
10 years
yeah.
of sales,
So it sounds like these 10 years you've had has kind of like really prepared you for, not to be dramatic, but this moment. Like you said a bit ago that you wanted to find something that you got really excited to do and pair that with like your skills that you have now. So how's that been for you and your family to know that like you're doing something that you're good at, that you've gained a lot of skills in over the years, and now you're about to get to do that? Like, and is your wife doing this with you?
So yeah, she's going to be the CEO. So I'm COO,
Okay.
But I mean, most wives of the household are the CEO. Anyway,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So she is our CEO. She is going to maintain her job. I was going back and forth with some roles. I did some consulting on the side up until recently, and so now this is my full time as operations manager, owner of the yard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been
a huge shift.
Yeah, it's been a huge shift.
How's it affected life?
Well, I mean, like life overall, it's very much still very similar for me, just from like a sales piece, right? It's the trying to call people who are interested, right? Having that conversation with them, and then like follow up, like. I mean, it's sales, right? Like you want people to come join the gym, explaining to them why this gym is better than the other gym. But then there's the whole HR back end of things, right? Where it's like understanding, if people come into the gym, how are they going to pay? Well, what system are we using, right? Even for me, like tax stuff, like being able to understand that. We have our own CRM for the yard, where like I had to relearn that. Like I've used Salesforce and different sales CRMs, but like this one was completely brand new. So understanding that, there's just a lot on like the back end. That's the non-sales piece, right? But then also for me is using my sales leadership and trying to build a great team around me. I've got some phenomenal coaches that I'm like, I just thankful every day that they have decided to join me in this season of life of like trying to get the yard, up and going and being a part of that. And, for me, one of the biggest things is like, I don't want any attrition. Like, I don't want to lose those people. I want them to stay with me forever. So like trying to build a team around them and enable them to, understand the yard, but then also be a part of that. And then just like become leaders themselves. It's kind of like, you always want to build other leaders as a leader. And so it's been easy on that part. The HR part's been difficult. Just trying to understand the different mechanisms and ways, but then also, like stuff out of your control, like construction, construction goes a lot faster than what you think, right? You could see a blank wall and then within a week or two, it's like, it's completely built. Everything's done. But we had an ice storm in Nashville and now it's cold again outside. So that backed up all of the subcontractors for like little things like tile installation of toilets. So it pushed back our original date at 3 weeks because of also inspections. And then just like trying to, understand like what's the next steps, and trying to, but that's where like the network health team for the yard has been so good. I was just joking with you before when we were off air, like God has a funny way of being like, oh, hey, by the way, your gym's going to open up, but 4 days later, your second baby is due. So there's that stress as well. Of like, we've got another child on the way. So, but at the same time, it's like, hey, like self-control. What can I control? And then we'll go from there. So it's been stressful, but I mean, it's nothing more stressful than, if you have your own corporate job and you get asked to do a task and get it done. Right. Like that's kind of how I look at it. It's just now that everything falls on my shoulders. Yeah.
Like stress is natural when you're doing something like this, opening a whole new business. But I'm glad that you can see like the positives in it. I was going to ask, are there any lessons that you feel like you've learned throughout this?
When I first got started in leadership, one of the hardest things I had for me was delegation.
Oof, I relate.
Yeah. And so that was, I had just a lot of that was always an issue. And I really learned how to do that. But, now that this is my baby, this is, it's my money involved, right? Like it's not like some big Fortune 100 company or a startup, right? Like it's just play money. Like this is my money. Like these are my business that I'm trying to build with other people and I want them a part of it. It's like, okay, what can I do? How can I get their buy-in, right? And get them, and so I can delegate tasks to them, right? And so like I've got some phenomenal coaches on my team who are helping out with the sales piece, right? Another person on my team is really good with social media, right? And the yard provides a bunch of social media, but it's just like individual things that like maybe you need more help with. I've got them being able to help with that. So that really helps me to be able to focus on a lot of things. So like the delegation piece is huge. And a lot of people are like, oh, that comes easy. It's like, no, it does come easy. But, when you are a type A and you want everything to be done your way, like you got to be able to just let it go. And if they're really good, a good friend of mine, Brian, who started that mastermind, it's not about how, but who. And like for me, it's like that's become a big thing, a big mantra for me. So it's like, the who can help me around it.
Yeah. You can hope that they're like, and the hope is always that whoever is taking on that task is better than you. Like you've got a standard and they're like, wait, that's not good enough. All right. And then they level it up. I did want to ask too, you said you have a little boy, right?
Yeah.
How old?
He's 2. Nice, he just turned 2 February 15th.
Yeah. Congrats on that. My daughter's about to turn 3. So you talking about bringing a little girl into the world, that's something I want to dive into for a moment because like, how do you feel about that in the middle of this season?
Yeah. Honestly, it's going to be hard. I'm not going to like shy away from that. Right. I will say like my wife and I joke all the time because when you have your first kid, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. This is so hard. And now we look back, we're like, that was the easiest thing in the world. And I don't mean like having a kid is easy. What I mean, it's like, they just lay around. Yeah. Right? Like, so a lot of it's like you have more time than you think. You're just like in the middle of it.
Yeah. When they're toddlers.
Exactly. Now with my toddler, that's a little different. My wife and I were those big vision people, right? We do a vision board at the beginning of the year and stuff. And one of the biggest things for us is number 1's always our faith, but then number 2 is family. Everything else falls below that. And so like keeping that mantra, right? That's going to play a huge role into this. Because like, I know that I'm going to have times where it's like I'm needed at the gym, but I'm also needed by my family.
Yeah.
Right? And so I also know too, it's like, as long as I'm faithful, right? And then obviously just being able to stay faithful, but at the same time, like focus on the family, like it'll come together, right?
Yeah.
Like, so having the right people in place, right? Being able to help the operations piece as well, like that'll help tremendously too. So bringing a kid in, yeah, I'm scared, but
I feel you on it, man. I mean, a few years ago, like when I proposed to my wife, and then a month later we found out she was pregnant, you know, and then it was like, that was in the middle of me just restart my business in a totally different way. I'd just taken a huge leap of faith, like invested every penny I had. And I was like, oh boy, you know what I'm saying? It was chaotic. And, but then at the same time, like I learned a lot through that, you know, and at the end of the day, like no matter what, like say it all burns down, like I got them, I'm good to go, you know? So that's the important piece. But yeah, it just fires up that purpose, man. It makes you turn it up in every single way. Yeah. And you already know, since you already have one. But what do you feel about like having a little girl specifically? Are you excited about that?
Yeah, well, I'm very excited. You know, I feel like nowadays, like the girl dad, like I am very excited for that.
You gotta get a hat. Best, bro. That says girl dad.
I do have a hat that says girl dad.
The best,
yes. Classic Barstool, like girl dad hat, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, like I'm very excited for it. Like I think it's just natural for like as a guy, and like you have a son, you're like this feels so bad. The other day he like fell and he skinned his knees, and I was like, you're fine, buddy, get up. And he's like bawling his eyes out, like crying to his mom. And then like the next couple of days as it healed, I was like, oh my gosh, like he actually skinned, like it's pretty bad, right? And I didn't think anything of it. So I know it's gonna be the complete opposite with like my daughter. Like I'm gonna be like, oh no, like are you okay? Like babying her, right? And I'm very excited. I just, you know, obviously like there's just so much going on. And so my biggest thing, and like I've even brought these worries up to, you know, to my wife as well. It's like, how do I make sure, like, you know, that I'm giving enough attention to all of you, right? Yeah. Whether that's my son, that's a toddler who's not going to understand, you know, my wife, right? Like just on our marriage, but also like as a daughter or having a daughter, right? And good thing is she's a little infant. She's not going to realize it. She doesn't know what's going on, but at least my son will realize and my wife will. So it's like, I've got time. And honestly, you can't really go into it with a game plan. I'm just going to have to figure it out as I go.
As long as you're intentional, man. That's what I tell you. You're going to get things wrong, but intention is what matters the most. I'll tell you what. And I forget what I was going at with that, but like, again, little girls melt you, man. It gets me so fired up hearing that. And yeah, it's going to be a totally different season. And I think for me in, you know, this past season of life, I just told my wife, like, communicate. If I'm not present enough or like I seem distracted, just remind me, you know, and I'll do my best. There's always that hum going off in my head. Like it's 24/7, right? But, you know, it's all about intention, man. You just do the best you can. And then you get to take your little girl to like daddy-daughter dances. I just did that this weekend. And, man, there's nothing like it. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you. No, yeah, I'm excited as well.
You mentioned your faith a couple times. How have you seen the Lord kind of like in this crazy time of like trying to open a business, you're about to have a baby girl and everything's been pushed back. How have you kind of seen God showing up like with blessings? You mentioned an amazing team of coaches, and I know that's hard to find. Yes. So I'm wondering if you've like noticed things like that you feel like God's blessing you in this.
Yeah, there's been some like random little things here or there. One of the first signs that my wife and I felt was like, this is kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. Like at the same time, maybe it could just coincidence. I don't know. It was like we had a deposit to make on something. And this is not, I'm going to dive into it more, but there was a deposit that we needed to make on something. And like the deposit came down. Basically what was in our bank account for that deposit plus the cost of the deposit was off by $1. It was like the exact amount down to like the dollar. So like that for a second was like, oh my gosh, like, this is great. Like, it was just weird the way that happened.
Yeah.
But then for us, like for me, right, it's been the self-control piece, like what I can control, right? And then obviously like being able to give that to God and like being able to, because for me, I know I felt like going through all these motions, I always try to like work hard, like always continue just like, okay, how can I remain busy? What can I remain busy? But never taking a lot of the time to just like stop and pray and then like also hear like what God has to say, like what he wants me to do. And so I think through this though, that's been huge. It's just one, my prayer life has stepped up tremendously. Right. And a lot of it's not just the like, help me. It's a lot of like, thank you for this. And thank you for that. Right. Like trying to understand. And recognizing peace. And then like just trying to like serve, to remain faithful, right? Like just serve him and then like things will fall into place. Yeah. You know, I just, I guess it's a faith thing for me, but I've always like, we have been blessed, like my wife and I, like, and I can't deny that. And so it's like, I always am like trying to see like, what can we do just to make sure that we know if we're going to remain blessed, continue to work hard and stuff. Right. Like I think of like Job and like, things that happened to him, and he like he shaved his head, right. Ripped off his clothes. Like there's like pieces like that where I'm like, okay, like what can we do to make sure that we're just like continuing to stay faithful and things. So, it's just,
that's good.
I think the prayer life is really, really changed.
Yeah. This is an opportunity to practice. Like it's giving you to recognizing that like you have maybe this like desire to control things that you can't control, and then being able to take that and be like, oh, this is literally like application of practicing, like giving it to the Lord. And I'm a big believer as well that like if I do everything unto the Lord as with a servant heart and like just focus on kindness and the people in front of me and loving the way Jesus loved, then most things will work out. Like it takes work and intention, of course.
There really is. And like I'm naturally an anxiety filled guy. So it's like trying to like not have that anxiety piece. Yeah. Right. It's like, the birds of the air don't worry about where they're going to get their food. Right. So like clearly like they're not worried. I shouldn't be worried because God's he's going to provide for me. It's like, so it's the same thing.
That's so cool to hear.
It's like embracing the unknown, it's like, I mean, because you almost try to force yourself to have control of what everything turns into. But then when you do that, you just find yourself like running into wall after wall after wall, and so you kind of just got to have that full faith. Like, even though you can't see ahead, you just know you're on the right path. Yeah. I think that's an important point. So,
I want to go back to the, you said you have a really good team of coaches. How do you feel like you got that team? Because I think it's really hard to find. Yeah, I manage a gym in Brentwood, so I hire coaches, and we also have a great team of coaches that I feel so blessed, and honestly give a lot to God for that, because I pray for good people to come to the workplace. But I think it's hard in this industry to find people who are all in. A lot of people, personal trainers, will get their certification to have as like a side thing, but they don't have the financial freedom to go all in because it's risky. Like maybe you don't have the space to train people, or you still need your full-time job before you can go all in on this. And they're kind of spread thin, or they just like working out, so they become a trainer, but they don't have skills to actually coach people. So how's that worked out so well?
I would say that my wife's background, so she works for a staffing company, and I worked there as well. That's actually how we met. So like that sales piece in there, it's like, okay, we understand the piece of how to hire, right? And obviously like how to understand what the needs are and like what kind of people we wanted, right? And so like we spent a lot of time beforehand, like, okay, these are the attributes that we want in somebody, right? Like first thing being like morally and integrity sound. If I said that right. Morally and integral. Anyway, you get where I'm going with it, right? Like just, right, like somebody that's going to be a good person in that piece, right? But then second, it's like, okay, we don't want a bunch of A-type personality people, because not everybody that comes to your gym is going to be all fired up. People are just going to be like, right? Like there are those people who are like, they want to hang in the back, like they still need to be talked to. Like, so like kind of finding a diversification of trainers, like making sure that we had that. And then like also like a third is like work ethic and like above and beyond, right? Like what do they want out of this, but also like, will they be able to grow with us? And if they don't want to, that's completely okay. But are they going to be somebody that's going to be a part of this team for a while? And then what are they doing currently, right? So like being able to understand that piece and being able to have them. So 2 trainers I actually worked with in corporate jobs.
Perfect.
So 2 of my guys that are on my team, like one of them I've known in Atlanta. When I was in Atlanta, he was in Atlanta. He got into personal training and whatnot, and he was like, oh, you're building the yard? I was like, yeah, man. So like, basically I would have first initial conversations with people, and then my wife would set up like an actual interview, and she would interview the coaches as if like it's a corporate interview, right? So like being able to kind of answer and ask those questions. So 2 of them I got from corporate roles, and then one of our coaches, they emailed me resume, super straight up person, right? Just like went through it, and I got really excited reading their resume and the reasons why they wanted to be a part of the yard. And I called them, and we had so much in common, like all this stuff, right? From a faith perspective to just like the overall workout perspective, and then about the yard and the excitement. And then from there, we did an in-person interview. Kelly, my wife, loved them. I loved them. And so we brought them on, and then by the grace of God, they were like, I've got like 3 or 4 other people that I think you would like. Nice. And then so through that, like we did our full process with them as well, and we ended up liking them too. And then so
Amazing.
It's just been through networking, through having, starting off with, once again, the who, not the how, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody brought in somebody else. And then, those people, these trainers are already a part of such great communities. And so it's like, you can tell, right? Like the integrity part of them, right? Like morally, like you can see all that, their work ethics, right? And honestly, for me, one of the biggest things as a leader, it's like, okay, if I am building trust with you, right? Like I know that like we're going to be able to build a relationship. It's like the trust, the respect piece, like we're going back and forth. And it's like having those conversations, and it's like you start to see like it's just more than being an owner of a gym. Like I'm in their daily lives, understanding them, right? Like being able to know what's going on. So it's like that's the kind of commitment, that's the kind of people that I would want. And so like been super fortunate to grow where we are currently. So
yeah, that's amazing. I'm so glad for you. I feel like that's a challenge that if the people around you are good, like y'all can handle anything that comes thrown at you. So that's exciting for you guys. If people listening are interested, they're looking for a gym. What are your memberships like? Like, do people buy class packs? I know you gave a little bit of the schedule. So you can choose turf or rig. So that is helpful really for the schedule. Like,
so both classes, that's where the dual zone, they happen at the exact same time. So we'll have 8 classes a day, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12, 15, and then 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30. So that's going to be Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, which I didn't mention this before, we do a thing called Payday, where we combine both classes into one, where you work in a team environment. To reach an overall goal. So like example, if you're on an erg and there's 120 calories you got to hit, you would divide that between 4 people, right? And you're each getting 30 calories on the erg machine, right? So it's like that kind of environment,
teamwork
working
based
together. So the 8 classes a day, right now, before we open within probably the next week or two, we're doing our foundation membership. So if you're interested, you can go to our Instagram. There's a link. And on that link, you're able to find out more about our foundation. And then we'll reach out to you. And then when we open, will be April 11th. That'll start our actual couple days before April 11th. We'll throw out our full-time member. All contracts, whether you're foundation or are all 12 weeks. So we only do 12-week membership contracts, and then they just renew after 12 weeks. You just got to give us a 2 weeks notice if you don't want to continue with it.
That's nice.
And then let's see.
And so that's like unlimited classes.
That is unlimited classes, yes. So everything we do is an unlimited class. We will be doing class packs as well. And so those will happen once we open. The class packs will be there,
Nice.
Is there like a max amount of members or?
No, not as of right now. We're currently, we're working towards that foundation membership. And so once we level that out, probably within the next week or two, that's when we'll switch over to our opening memberships. So
yeah. You know what I like is like with what y'all are doing, you know what you're getting. I think a lot of gyms fail. And I was talking to a buddy he's got a franchise open up here in Nashville as well. But like you got some gyms that just try to do too much. And there's so many different things trying to serve so many different people, but y'all got like, it's very focused. And I really appreciate that.
We do offer Run Club and mat Pilates as well.
That's cool.
So we will do Run Club. Run Club we've been doing. So Run Club will happen throughout the week, and then mat Pilates as well. These are just another opportunities for like a recovery, right? Like obviously from like the recovery standpoint of being able to do something else, not as intense on the strength, which Pilates is intense. Well. They're like, Pilates is intense.
It is.
I've done it. So
really, it's a good partnership though, like to be able to strength train, condition, and also do something like Pilates for mobility, stuff like stretching, stuff like that. And working like connecting with stabilizer muscles that are challenging to do. So that sounds like perfect. Like you said, it sounds like you're able to meet a wide audience. Wide audience, yes, I said that right. But also keep it like making sense. It's simple, it makes sense, and it's all there, like already done for you. So that sounds like an ideal world for anybody looking to get their fitness journey started. So,
and you guys are very involved. So, and I think that's what's going to lead to the success of it is you're involved with the coaches and everybody there. And so you got the community, and like people are craving that these days.
I know the community piece I think is huge. Creating, now you hear about all the third space,
Yeah.
Right. Like a place where people can go outside of work or home. And I
Mhm.
think that that's something that, we are thriving to make in Nashville.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge. And that keeps like adherence too. Like it not just helps people with the physical, but also the mental and emotional. So, and spiritual, I'd say. Yeah. Well, if people want to find you, how can they find you on socials?
Yep.
Which
so
website?
It's the Yard Gym West Nashville. That's on Instagram. And then obviously on Facebook, the Yard Gym West Nashville. But that's it. And then they can also just reach out through email, which is theyardgym@westnashville.com. So
perfect. The Yard Gym at West Nashville.
Yeah.
Everybody go check it out. Thank you so much, Zach, for coming and sharing with us. I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait to see how this vision comes to life and also come take a workout maybe.
There you go. Yeah.
Maybe Joe will come with me.
Maybe so. I'll definitely do it.
I'll make sure we have burpees on our first
first workout. Hey, I'll crush it, man.
Yeah, he'll be the best one.
I do got a question though. It is my trademark question from my show, but I find it's just something I love to ask people anyways, if y'all don't mind.
No.
Yeah, let's go.
What is your relentless pursuit?
Wow. Kind of sounds like a what is your why kind of question. What is my relentless pursuit? Honestly, I mean, we've talked about the faith so much, but I do feel like my relentless pursuit is a relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, it changes day to day. It changes season to season.
Of course.
Obviously, in different seasons, it changes each time.
It's an evolution.
Yeah. I think for me, that's something where I've been working on continuously being a Christian now for 9 years. And so it's been something that's changed ever since. So
nice, man. Thanks for that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Everything kind of flows through that.
It really does. I mean, that's what you build your identity out of, right?
Yep.
So
yeah, that's good. We need to start asking that question.
No, don't you still? No,
yeah, no, just kidding. Actually, just go on Joe's podcast.
What is your fitness pursuit?
Come on.
Yeah, we're just gonna tweak it a little bit. Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in today. On behalf of NFM and Spread the Positive, we really appreciate you guys listening. We wouldn't be here without the listeners. So, like, subscribe, share it with a friend, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.